Greetings, my name is Kerry and welcome back to my channel. Today I am finally bringing you my Christmas Readathon TBR. I've been meaning to film this video for a couple of weeks and just things have got on top of me. At which point I'm going to say that this will be my last video for 2019. I'm not planning on doing any more filming this December, just there's so many things going on with work and Christmas stuff and just lots going on that actually I need to allow myself a break. So I'm not going to be doing any more filming this year, but I've got loads of ideas for stuff I want to do in January, so I'm looking to come back bigger and stronger in the new year. I'm still going to be hopefully watching more booktube videos because I'm going to have a bit more time to do that without making my own, hopefully, and catching up on all your comments and things that I've got a bit behind on. And I'm going to be very active on Twitter, so the Christmas Readathon itself is mainly going to be done through the Twitter, so make sure you're subscribed to that. I'm going to be probably doing a thread of all the books that I'm reading and my thoughts on them as I go through. So if you want to know how well I'm going to stick to my TBR, keep an eye on the Christmas Reads Twitter and then check back in with this channel in January to see some new content from me. At which point I might as well say, if you are enjoying watching my channel, please do subscribe, then you can be first to know when I'm back to filming again, and you can also click the notification bell to find that out. But that's enough rambling. Now on to the TBR, which is what you've all tuned in to see. Just a reminder that the Christmas Readathon is running from the 17th to the 31st of December. There are 7 prompts. I'm going to recap the prompts as I go through and tell you what I'm maybe planning on reading. I am a mood reader, so it probably won't stick to this. And I've actually picked 2 options for every challenge. I'm not convinced I'm going to get through all of them, but in fact, I won't get through all of them, but it's nice to have ambition, isn't it? You may recognise some of them if you watch my end of the year TBR. Some of the books I'm going to be talking about featured on that, and so it's my plan to try and get through as many of them as possible. I also have quite a lot of library books out at the moment, so that's making up some of the others, and I think there's only then a couple that are ones that I've picked to directly fit the prompts that I wasn't already intending to read, if that makes sense. So, without further ado, let's get into the prompts. So the first prompt was Last Christmas, which is a book you've been meaning to read since last Christmas. Now, both of these you'll have seen me talk about on my channel a lot because they are 2 books that I have really been meaning to get to for a really long time and haven't got around to yet. So the first of these is The Loving Cup by Winston Graham. This is the 10th book in the Poldark series. I've been trying to finish the Poldark series for a really long time and I keep getting distracted. For a while it was because they were making the TV shows and I was a bit further ahead with the books than they were with the TV series, and so it was confusing. But now they finished making the TV series, I really just need to knuckle down and finish reading the books. So I've been meaning to get around to this one for ages. Coincidentally, quite a lot of these books feature for more than one challenge, so if they feature for another challenge as well, I will mention it. I will point it out again then if I remember. So yeah, this one is definitely one that I've been meaning to read for since at least the Christmas before last, if not longer. So I've been meaning to read this for a really long time. And then the other one is one of the oldest books on my TBR. This is The Embers of Heaven by Alma Alexander. So I've had this book for a really long time. I bought it not realising it was a sequel, so then I bought the first book in the series, The Secrets of Jinche, which I read and then never got around to reading this one. I reread The Secrets of Jinche this year, so I really need to read this one now while that's still vaguely fresh in my mind. I think it was, I don't know, maybe March or April when I read The Secrets of Jinche again, so I really do want to read this one soon, and this one maybe slightly take priority over the other one. The next prompt is White Christmas, a book with white or snow on the cover. So the first book that I've got in line for this I may actually read before the Christmas Readathon, which is The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. I'm kind of taking part in the Bonathon hosted by Ashley from Frolic Through Fiction. That's a really difficult channel name to say. So we were meant to read The Mime Order in November. I didn't quite get around to it. I am going to try and read The Mime Order before starting the Christmas Readathon. I want to read it this week. So if I do that, then I will maybe read The Song Rising for the Christmas Readathon, because that also has a white cover. This is the second book in the Bone Season series by Samantha Shannon. There's 3 that are currently out. The 4th one I believe is being released next year, so I'm hoping to get up to date with the series before that comes out so I can get that fresh when it comes out. I really love Samantha Shannon's writing. And then the other option I have for This one is this book, December. So this is actually a wintry read that, again, I think I planned to read it last Christmas for last year's Christmas readathon and didn't get around to it, so this also counts for last Christmas. This one's got little snowflakes on the cover and a bit of white. And this is, I think it's about a 11-year-old girl who stopped speaking and her parents don't know why, and she's at risk of losing her place in her school. So they're trying to figure out what has caused her to stop speaking. This one is on book death row at the moment because I read the first chapter of it a few weeks ago and struggled to engage with it. Not sure I'm going to enjoy the writing style, so I'm going to give it a try probably this month because I feel like I should read it in December as that's the title of the book, but I might give up on it if I'm not enjoying it. The next prompt is Mary's Boy Child, a book about family. So Poldark, the loving couple, also count for that, and actually December is about a family, so they will also both double up for that. Another book that I might read for that is My Last Duchess by Daisy Goodwin. This is another of my book death row books. This is actually the one I picked to read in December, so I really do intend to read this one this month. I believe this one's about family. It's about a young woman who's an heiress and her mother takes her to England to try and find her a titled family to marry into, which she can bring money to. I think I'll probably enjoy this because I generally like this type of historical fiction, and Daisy Goodwin is the writer behind the TV series of Victoria, which I really love watching, so I'm hopeful I'll enjoy it. This was on my book death row because it's one of the oldest books on my TBR, so that's why I want to try and get to this one. Actually, this has also been on my TBR for a long time, clearly, so it's also a book that I should have read or have been trying to read since last Christmas. And then the first of the library books I'm featuring is The Queens of Innis Lear by Tessa Gratton. So this is a retelling of the story of King Lear, which is a Shakespeare play that I love, and I've read a couple of retellings in the past. This one I think is a bit more of a fantasy retelling. I've heard really good things about it. It's a bit of a hefty book, but it's one that I really do want to read. I was looking for something else in the library when I found this one, so I want to try and give this a read. Okay, the next prompt, number 4, is Still an Act, a translated book. My first choice for this would be a reread. This is Celestial Bodies by Jokha Alharthi. This is our Ninja Book Club pick for December. I actually recommended this book for the book club because it was one of my favourite books of last year. I read this last August. Since then it's won the International Man Booker and is really receiving a lot of hype now, which is so rightly deserved. It's a really, really beautiful book, so I'm really looking forward to rereading this one this month and joining in the chat about it. It's about several generations of an Omani family. The author's Omani, mainly centred around 3 sisters who all have different attitudes towards marriage and their potential partners, and I just thought it was really beautifully written. It's got a really lovely tone to it, quite lyrical writing style, and yeah, I'm so really looking forward to rereading that one. Because rereading feels a little bit like a cheat for that. I have also booked another book, which is one that I've been meaning to read this year. This is You Would Have Missed Me by Birgit Vanderbeke. This is one I received from my Perrine Press subscription. They're one of my favourite indie publishers, and this is translated from German. I don't know very much about it, but it was one I meant to read over the summer and didn't get around to it then, so it's quite a short one, so we'll probably try and read it, even if I do manage to read Celestial Bodies as well, just because it's quite quick. Oh, I should have said Celestial Bodies also about family, so that also counts for Mary's Boy Child as prompt. And then we're on to the 12 Days of Christmas, which is the next book in a series. Now I have so many options for this because I'm partway through so many series, so I've just picked 2 that are the ones I'm most likely to pick up for this, but the Mime order also counts, the Embers of Heaven also counts, Poldark also counts, and the 2 books for the next prompt also count. But the ones that I'm going to focus on for the moment are The Murder of the Lynx by Agatha Christie. This is the second of the Poirot novels. I have started trying to read through all the Poirot novels. I actually meant to read this one as well in November and didn't get around to it. So this is my next Poirot book to read. This copy, I hadn't realised how battered this copy is, but never mind. So I really enjoy Poirot as a detective, and I am looking forward to reading through all of the Poirot novels in order. So this, as I said, is the next one I've got to read for that. Another book that I've been intending to read for a long time, this is also one I've got out from the library at the moment, this is Windwitch by Susan Dennard. This is the second book in the Witchland series. I read Truth Witch back in September and absolutely loved it, and Susan Dennard is fast becoming one of my favourite authors, even though I've only actually read that one book of hers so far, but I've become very addicted to the Luminaries Choose Your Own Adventure tweet thread that she's been doing since May or June, and it's near the end and I don't know how I'm going to cope once that ends, apart from I'll have more time to read actual books because I won't be rereading that thread. Anyway, so I love the characters in this, the pacing is brilliant, it feels like high fantasy but reads like YA as well. Yeah, really keen to carry on with this series because I did actually cave and buy Bloodwitch and Sightwitch, which is I think a prequel, and I'm not sure when the next one comes out, but I again want to be all up to date so I can buy it as soon as it comes out because I really enjoy these books and I want to support my favourite authors. So as I mentioned, loads more I could read for that, and the next two for the final prompt also would work for that prompt as well, but the sixth prompt is a Spaceman Came Travelling, a book about a journey or a sci-fi book. So the two that I focused on for this, even though again I have so many sci-fi books to pick from, we've got Obisidio by Amie Kaufman and J. Kristoff. This is the final book in the Illuminae files, and I've been meaning to finish this series for ages because I read Illuminae last September and I read Gemina in June this year, so yeah, I need to finish this series. So this also has white on the cover as well, so it works for that one. Really great sci-fi YA series, and I'm really intrigued to see how it turns out, so looking forward to get back into those characters. And this, although they're quite long books, they're told in mixed media format, so they are really quite quick reads, so that one is quite high on my list to try and read. And then the final book that I will probably try and read is another library book. This is Ancillary Mercy by Leckie. This is the third book in the Imperial Raj, I'm never sure if I'm saying that right, trilogy, which started with Ancillary Justice and continued with Ancillary Sword, and I just really have fallen in love with this series. It's quite complicated. I know a few people I've spoken to have struggled with getting their heads around the way she's done the world building. It's quite an intricate world, but you don't get a lot of information straight away. But I just really enjoy the characters, I enjoy the style. Yeah, I just really, really love this series. So really keen to try and finish it. I just really want to know what happens to the characters. Yeah, that's all the books, and there is one more prompt, which is All I Want for Christmas is Books, or Yolla Book of Flood. There's two aspects to it. One is to give someone a book for Christmas, and the other one is to spend part of Christmas Eve reading. So hopefully, I don't think I'm working Christmas Eve this year, because I usually do a half a day, but I'm owed so much time at work that I'm just going to take the whole day off and just chill and read for the whole day. I've got so many other library books that I want to get through as well that I'm just going to read loads over Christmas and New Year's. I've got loads of time off. It's really exciting. So that part is easy. I was struggling a bit with buying people books because I have mainly done all my Christmas shopping. So I have been hosting a giveaway, which by the time this goes live will have closed, and hopefully I should have picked a winner and got their book on their way to them. So that is one way I'm buying someone a book for Christmas. There's also every year Ninja Book Box hosts a Secret Santa type book exchange thing, so I'm taking part in that again this year, so I'll be sending someone a book through that too. I enjoy taking part in those Ninja Book Box exchanges, and yeah, looking forward to seeing the wish list of the person I'm paired with so that I can treat them to a nice, it's always Persephone books and they're really special to receive, so I'm looking forward to taking part in that. So that is all for today. Let me know if you're taking part in the Christmas Readathon and what your TBR is. If you have a channel and you make a TBR video, please do let me know and I will promote it on the Twitter feed. Or if you're a bookstagrammer or book blogger and you want to, again, send a tweet with the link to your TBR, then I'll totally promote that. Or even if you don't do those things and you just want to share your TBR, just tag @ChristmasReads on Twitter and I'll share it. Thank you to everyone that has been getting involved in the giveaway, following both me and Christmas Reads on Twitter, and the people that have recently subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate the support, and I hope you all enjoy the Christmas Readathon. I hope you all enjoy spending some time reading over Christmas and just sharing the bookish love. And yeah, that's about all for today, so thank you so much for watching and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!